Estamos a punto de hacer una nota a Bernard Fowler, el corista de los Rolling Stones hace 27 años. Viene a la Argentina a presentar su propio trabajo.
You are presented in the bios. You are presented as the most occupied vocalist of music. Is it like?
That's a nice thing to say. I don't know if I am, but it's a nice thing to hear.
Yeah.
I appreciate things like that.
You like another performers as you a chorus? Yes. Did you like another one?
Other performers?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what?
Oof.
Who?
This is a funny question, you know. A lot of times people ask me, who is my favorite? Who is my favorite singer? I cannot answer that question because there are so many great singers, and I listen to so many of them, and they all have something that's really special.
You have something of Sam Cooke. You talk about Sam Cooke, yeah. You have something of Marvin. You have something of. What do you have about that?
I guess from you know when you listen to things. If you listen to things, you know, and a little bit of each one becomes part of you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the connection for me. I listen to so many. I mean, Stax Records, Atlantic Records, Motown Records, Kudu Records. I listened to a lot of records when I was growing up, and they were predominantly soul and blues records when I was really young, and I also listened to a lot of early rock and roll as a kid. Yes. Which was really unusual because in my neighborhood you didn't play rock and roll. In my neighborhood they didn't listen to rock and roll on the neighborhood because why didn't they?
Yeah.
Because that's not what they listened to, you know. My neighborhood, as I said earlier, my neighborhood, you pretty much listen to you listen to soul, and you listen to salsa. You didn't
salsa.
That's what I grew up. That's what they played in my neighborhood. And all the black people and the Puerto Rican, they dance together. One day they're dancing to the soul music. The next day they were, you know, at the Cheetah or, you know, the Copacabana dancing salsa, or even on my block they would put the radio on. Everybody would put the radio on. And I think around, it was maybe like 10 o'clock, there was a famous radio show. There was a famous DJ by the name of Frankie Crocker who played all the top soul. And then at 9 o'clock, it changed. The same station, but there was a DJ, famous salsa DJ by the name of Symphony Sid. And Symphony Sid played salsa all through the night. So that's what they listened to. But like I said, in my house, my mother listened to, she listened to blues and the blues and gospel records is what was in my house. So I was a bit of an odd kid because I knew these rock and roll songs. So people would look at me, like my friends would look at me like, yo, man, you kind of funny. I was a bit of a hippie when I was growing up. I would make my own shirt. I would make my own hat. I used to wear a question mark in my head. My head is shaved, except I had a question mark with hair. So I was a bit of a freak.
No.
Well, I didn't think so, but everybody else did.
She's the Boss was a record, a dream team. Jeff Beck, Nile Rodgers, you, Herbie Hancock.
Yes.
And how was first, Herbie Hancock or Mick Jagger?
It was Herbie Hancock.
Hancock.
Okay. And I was touring with Herbie Hancock during the time of that. I was touring with Herbie Hancock, and I had maybe a 10-day vacation from a tour.
Yeah.
So the producer of this record called me and asked me, he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I just walked home. I have 10 days off from the tour." And he says, "Go back to the airport." said, no, you don't understand. I just walked in. He said, okay, go back to the airport now. And I got to the airport. There was a ticket, and I went to London. And I didn't know why I was in London. I just knew he told me to go. And then I didn't know why I was in London until I went to a house. They opened the door, and there was Mick Jagger.
How was your first cast? Your first cast with Mick Jagger?
My first meeting with him?
Yes, how was?
I was shocked.
Yes, of course.
I was shocked. I didn't know why I was there. So when I walked in the room and he's sitting on the floor with a guitar, and my friend says, hey, Mick, this is the guy I've been telling you about. This is Bernard Fowler. And he leaves the room. So I'm standing, Mick is on the floor, and I'm standing, I'm in shock. I don't know what to do. And Mick said, hey, come down on the floor. So he strum,
yeah,
and I hum, and the rest is history.
Wow. And then with the Stones was in Steel Wheels, 1989.
That was the making of Steel Wheels.
Making of Steel Wheels.
Yes.
And how was the meeting with the rest of the Stones? Is different?
It was different because I was living in London at the time. I had a band called Tackhead. Tackhead, and Skip McDonald, Keith LeBlanc, and Doug Wimbish, who is the bass player with Living Colour.
Living Colour, what do you think? I think rock is, the black rock is Living Colour, and I thought about your association with Doug Wimbish and your own record. And it's interesting, but because you are talking about rock, it's not common in black people, except Jimi Hendrix and another, but I think it's not usual.
I think there are more black rock and rollers, in the world than people think. It's just unfortunate that many of them don't get to be heard, or they don't get the exposure. But hopefully, people like Living Colour and myself can change that a little bit, because there is really a lot of talented rock and rollers.
Of course.
And during that time in New York, I had one of the first all-black rock bands in New York City. It was called Sirius. And we used to play all the clubs like, Great Gildersleeve, Max's Kansas City, and, Tramps, where, Andy Warhol and Lou Reed, they used to all hang out at these places. And we used to play these places. So and I think because it was of that, it was a little different, and it was just different. And then, people like Vernon Reed, I would say, we had some influence of that. I mean, there was a time where I was asked to sing for Living Colour.
Yeah, I know.
At the very beginning, but I kindly declined because I had my own thing that I was doing, and they had a singer, and Corey's a great singer, so they didn't really need me.
Yeah, you are a great singer, and well, Mick Jagger was the producer of the first record of Living Colour.
Yes, of some of that. Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, and I want to know what is the best and worst to be a performer, to sing with another artist.
The best and
worst. The best and worst.
There's nothing worst about it.
It's all the best.
Well, music is always good.
How do you feel when another guy playing one of your songs, for example?
I'm honored.
It's an honor for you?
It's an honor for me. It's an honor because, they like it so much that they will play it.
Yes.
That's an honor.
How was your own records? How was to do it?
My own record? Well, I'm working on another record right now.
Yeah?
I love making my records because I have so many good friends.
Yes, of course.
I have so many good friends, and I don't have a set band. So I call my friends and say, hey, I need your help. Can you come and play for me? And everyone says yes, unless they are out of town. And, I have the new record that I'm working on. And I've done something that I've not done before. I am working with a company by the name of Pledge Music.
Yes.
And what Pledge Music does, Pledge Music helps artists to raise money to make their records.
Wow, it's interesting.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I've been asked to do this for a few years, and I say no. But this year, I said yes. And I'm really happy because it's the fans who donate the money for me to make my record.
Yes.
It's a great idea because it allows musicians to still have some type of independence, and still they are in charge of making their music. And the way it's set up, you set up a goal, you set up an amount. Mm-hmm. A monetary goal, and then the fans will contribute. Okay, let's say they can buy a shirt from the Rolling Stones tour, or they could buy the percussion that I use. Mm-hmm. And I set a goal of a figure, and in less than 3 weeks, I was halfway to the goal. And so now I'm past the goal, and with the contribution to help make my record, those people that help me and contribute, I will make a special thanks to those people for helping me out, because I really appreciate it. And the way that I'm recording now, I would not have been able to do it without them, because I'm recording like you're supposed to record. Well, I think I'm recording in a recording studio, not in the house, in a recording studio on 2-inch tape.
Okay.
Like the way we used to do it.
I have two more questions. Only two more questions. Do you have any ritual in the stage?
In ritual? Oh.
Before a show?
Before a show, yeah, absolutely. I have my ritual, yeah. One is not to talk too much to people. Uh-huh. And the other is to warm up. I do my vocal warm up before every show. And I have a goggle with a warm salt water. And I think that's my ritual. Maybe a couple of push-ups, a little jumping jacks, get my heart ready, and I'm ready to rock.
And the other one, I want to know what we'll do in the show the Thursday. The show
Thursday is gonna be a big. It's basically a big party. As I think, as you know, and I'm sure many people know, that I just finished the first leg of the Rolling Stones' 50th anniversary. Yeah. So this is the first time I am doing a tribute to the Rolling Stones for their 50th, for 50 years of making rock and roll. I'm doing a tribute to the Rolling Stones. So I'm going to do all the Rolling Stone tunes, and I know Argentina loves the Rolling Stones so much, and I love the Rolling Stones, and I love Argentina, so I thought I would come here and do it, and I'm inviting some guests, some local guests.
Yes,
some local guests. No, I'm not going to tell you who they all are. But it's probably, 2, 3, maybe 4 really special guests that I'm looking forward to. And I just recently found out that I will be coming back I will be coming back in September to be a guest of Mr. Charlie Garcia for a very big show. I believe he's doing with a symphony at
so
Cologne.
Beautiful. Oh.
And it's such an honor for me, to have him ask me to do that, because he can ask anyone.
No, but you were amazing.
I appreciate it.
I was listening to your songs, and I thought about Love in Vain. You will play Love in Vain.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. My name is Bernard Fowler. Keep your dial right here on Blue Radio.
You are the best.
Good? It's good?
You are a great...
One take.